Mind you, they had said they are watching you and they are gonna get you. And it's like, who is they? You mean the cult members? You mean the secret societies? You mean Freemasonry? You mean the Masons, Freemasons, or 30 degree Masons? Do you mean the um what is the fraternal order of eagles, like the secret organizations or the organizational crimes, the groups, the gang stalking, the gang stalkers, which are the cult members, which are the low level members, or the low level peons, or the low level chess pieces on the board, on the white and black checkerboards, masonic floors. You see what I'm saying? Like that could be knocked off at any given time. But it's like, who are they to think they are God and they get to pick and decide who this lives on earth, or who continues to live? Who said that you were God in someone else's reality, or who said that you were God over a certain individual, especially anointed being, divine being? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, how does that work? Like, how does that work going against a divine being? That you try to blackmail, smear campaign, send honey traps, um, send infected like men to try to transfer STD, like a demon or an actual STD, to this individual just to blackmail them, smear campaign, like the digital harassment, or like the physical harassment, the sabotaging, the attacks, the following, the watching, the little antics of trying to intimidate them, trying to instill fear into them, trying to drive them to SUICIDE, when you can't drive me to SUICIDE because you've already on that SUCIDE mission yourself. And it's like, it's only a SUICIDE mission to come after me, because every time somebody tries to come after me, a divine being, they always either end up in jail, or they end up like 6 feet under or something like that, or their whole life falls apart. And then that's when they want to come back trying to get in good graces with me, or trying to, get back near my energy, or try to, like, it's been like throughout my whole entire life, it's been people who try to energy harvest off of me, try to get in a reaction out of me, try to get me to respond to them, acknowledge their existence. It's like, it's obvious to tell when I'm out and about in public that it's not normal civilians around me, that is actually cult members around me, because it's like this dark, heavy, sinister energy, or this like this energetic pressure, or like this energetic hoovering. You know what I'm saying? It's like they try to drive you to either self-sabotage, or they try to sabotage you themselves, or they send people. You see what I'm saying? They'll purposely send someone who's infected towards your way if you're a woman, or even, it is very, very weird, and it's very, very odd. But I don't know who they is, but they is not God. Okay, so it's like, just to put that out there. But yeah, like, if you don't allow them to get you cornered or caught up in like a trap that they tried to set for you, then it's like they all get mad and they all try to gang up on you, or they try to, you know what I'm saying? It be staged events that are not real. You know what I'm saying? You know that they're not real. Other people will probably be like, oh, well, that's just normal, da, da, da. Like normal NPC, or like people who are not like spiritually inclined or aware of what is actually going on. But it's like, what is the point of targeting somebody who, you can't even touch? Does it say, what, touch not the anointed and do my prophets no harm? But they forgot the not harm part when they sent like one of their cult members, their 30 degree Mason, to like kind of like try to come in my life as like a false, like a relationship, or like even like, I guess, a marriage that wasn't even real, it was falsified. It was never even supposed to be that. That was just like a cover up. And the fact that they, like, was infecting me and all this other type of stuff, and then was like cut like all my hair off and like slit the side of my like scalp where I do still have the scar of that. And just literally like, I never joined a cult and I never signed the dotted line. So while I'm going through the stuff that they went through to be initiated to be even consider themselves a member and stuff like that, because I mean they mask it through a religious aspect, like, oh, we're like this a religious group, but no, it's really actually an occult. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they could try to blood sacrifice me for a 1 million insurance policy or whatever insurance policy or property or money that was most likely could have been left to me, they trying to take it for themselves or whatever the case, anything to try to sabotage or try to profit off my demise or try to profit off of trying to inflict suffering or pain or whatever, to me is just like, you know what I'm saying? It's very odd, it's very weird. But I mean, don't ever, if you sent somebody in to purposely try to infect me or give me some type of disease or HIV, or try to, send somebody to me to get me locked up or whatever the case may be, behind substances that you giving them. So they an informant coming to me to try to gather information on me just so they can see how they can, you know, try to derail me or try to slow up my purpose and my path or my life mission and stuff like that, or doing what I'm doing, what God set out and devoted and gave to me for me to be doing. It's like you trying to stop that and stuff like that. You did all that on top of like the whole, I guess, the humiliation ritual, the smear campaigns, ganging all these people up against me. So it's like, I can see that who's around me and stuff. Like, you're not invisible. I could tell that you're obviously a cult member. You can dress all normal all you want, but you can see that this is a cult member. So it's like, why would somebody sabotage themselves or hurt themselves or any type of thing? Why would somebody do anything to themselves knowing that it's a whole cult after them because they sent their cult leader or they sent a member and stuff like that who infected them, who tried to get them locked up and stuff like that, and then try to bail them out at the same time. So it's just all that type of stuff to exchange, want to try to blood sacrifice you, do a humiliation ritual, cut off all your hair and slit the side of your scalp. Where you could have like died and stuff, but like it says in the Bible, in the sense of touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying, and then try to reach back out to me just to try to start the whole cycle over again in the energy harvesting. And it was a vampire, like literal vampire, that I was like around and stuff like that. I mean, they was literally like doing very weird things, like trying to steal like my creative nature or like my energy, like jealous of me and stuff like that, and the attention that I get, and just, you know what I'm saying? It's like I never looked outside myself for external validation. I never needed attention or anything from anybody else because I have that within myself. Like, I don't care for other people's attention. It's just something that is a given. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, started envying me, started wanting to be me. So it don't matter if you got a big house, multiple cars and all this type of stuff. You'll still try to blood sacrifice somebody like me just so you can like capitalize or profit off my demise, or try to siphon or steal my essence or my energy and stuff, and try to energy harvest off of me. And that's what all them cult members and all these groups or these organizations been like trying to do, like trying to sabotage me. If I'm going somewhere, if I'm out and about, I'm doing something, here they is trying to make their presence known as if their presence ever even mattered. It never did. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the honest truth of the matter. But it's like, for everybody to try to say like, oh, well, you ain't got value, you ain't this, or you that, or you a HOE, or all this type of stuff. But you try to blood sacrifice me. You literally try to like unalive me and stuff. Like literally, like as if you was God, and as if you get to decide. Also with the cult members, as if y'all get to decide whether I live or whether I'm unalived, or you don't get to decide that type of stuff. Now, it may have been many other people who have went through this same scenario of these people, like literally, I guess, because they think, I guess, Lodge has been around longer than me or longer than the other divine beings and stuff like that. But it's like all that stuff is like stolen knowledge. That stuff been here way before them. They just kind of took it and remixed it and remade it theirs. Like try to claim something that is really all like it seemed like it's this energy and this knowledge is like it could be for like anybody because when it comes to the masses and when it comes to media, they are literally like siphoning and pulling emotional responses and reactions out of y'all thoughts, y'all emotions that could be catered to y'all and bettering your own lives. Y'all catering it to what happened on the news, what happened to this person, that person. And it's like they don't want y'all to come into unity, because if y'all come into unity, then it's like y'all more powerful than them. Like for real, like if you think about race and stuff, there's no such thing as race. There's no such thing as like separation and stuff like that. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like don't make it seem like, oh, like this is like the things that they try to project on me, which was never me to begin with. They try to project being a junkie or being a HOE or 304 or like being an unfit mother, all these types of things that they like literally tried to project onto me. No, you're really mad because like I'm actually a divine being and I have an anointing over my life, and y'all have tried numerous times to try to play God in my life, try to sabotage my life, try to derail me, try to set me back, and it only pushed me forward. And on top of that, you try to literally unalive me. And it's like you still have that, you feel like you got like some upper hand, or like you can sit on this high horse and like still be trying to be in my face, still trying to be everywhere I be before I even get there, following me around, trying to stare me down, all this other type of stuff. And it's like, God don't like ugly and God don't like all the stuff that y'all tried to do. But it's like I really don't I really don't care to give my emotions, my thoughts, or my emotions, or my feelings, or even my focus or attention to this, like to that's been going on. But I just like to call it out for what it is. It's easy to tell all that heavy, dark energy is not mine when I go outside and stuff, and that it's being like projected, and that's y'all's to deal with. It was never mine. The fact also of like them trying to make their presence known and stuff like that. If you following somebody around the store and stuff, it's obvious to tell that. But it's like, nah, these are like divine beings, and they try to like unalive you or get you to like sabotage yourself, or they try to constantly sabotage you to try to like, steal your energy, steal your essence, and want to like basically, I had one of them say something about like some cannibalism and stuff like that, and they want to be me and envious. It's like I was getting all the red flags, all the signs and stuff, and it was like, they showed me their hand. So it's like, you know what it is? So it's like when people come try to get all close or try to talk to me and stuff like that, nah, I ain't with it. But yeah, if you a divine being, they gonna try to attach you to all this 3D type stuff like 304s, HOEs, being a junkie or substances and all this types of crap when they created that stuff in a lab. Like y'all created that in a lab, and it's not even natural stuff. You make people have to pay for like a license and all this other type of stuff just to have access to marijuana and stuff like that. And even that's not even real. They done sprayed it with all this other type of stuff to make people act certain types of ways or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the doctors are not even real. The judicial system isn't even real. And it seems like if you're a Freemason or you're a 30 degree Freemason and stuff, you can get away with like murder. You can get away with a lot of things. You can get in jail and out of jail like a get out of jail free card. So what's the point of complaining that you was ever in jail for? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it just don't make no sense. And then when like an angel end up, they try to lock up an angel and stuff like that. It's like, you trying to like make it seem like I got a bag or something like that. That's why it's good to keep that. I keep to myself and stuff like that, because the amount of levels that people have went to try to sabotage me and stuff like that because they're upset because of the anointing that I have over my life, because I do have an anointing over my life, and it's not something that somebody can steal. But like, my destiny is for me. It's not for somebody to think like, oh, well, she has this, she'll be all right, just to come in and try to destroy me or try to destabilize me or whatever the case may be, just for their own satisfaction and just for their own, it's just no. Like, it's not okay. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I wouldn't even give these people my time, nor my energy, nor my thoughts, my feelings, emotions, or nothing about like what they've done. I mean, it's up to them on what they do. You know what I'm saying? But they're not affecting or bothering me. You know what I'm saying? It's really not like, you know, that's just what it is. But yeah, let's be honest. The reason why y'all started to attack me and stuff is because I see what other people do not, or what people choose to not see, or they can't even speak out on it. Because when they were saying they're gonna get you, or they watching you, or they this day, you couldn't actually say who they was because you already signed the oath that you're not supposed to speak on that. I never signed the oath, so it's kind of like I'm not having to deal with that type of stuff. Judges have to sign, have to hold their hand up, take oaths and stuff. Doctors have to take oaths and stuff because they administer stuff to you. Like the doctors administer stuff to you doesn't mean that that medicine is actually helping you. Over time, it's slowly like unaliving you. You see what I'm saying? In micro doses, but over time it compounds. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the judges and stuff, like, you know, a lot of things be going on, but they're quicker to lock somebody up for marijuana or like some substances and stuff, and they overlook like PDF people. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it be a lot of other underhanded things that go on in the world that a lot of people are blind to, and they overlook that. But that's why I say the judicial system, the doctors, the nurses and stuff, they take oaths to tell y'all what they supposed to tell y'all. They tell them what to tell y'all. They you don't even get, you gotta, that's why I say, like, you gotta be the one to be your own doctor. You gotta be the one to be your own judge. You gotta be the one to know your own self. That's why they say know thyself. If you don't know thyself, of course you gonna get played. Of course there gonna be people who gonna try to overthrow you and stuff like that. From experience though, like that. But you can't overthrow me, you can't bother me. And it's just like I can see everything of what everybody been doing. And it's just like, you know, even down to the therapist and stuff like that. Mind you, with the therapist and stuff, the therapists be having mental breakdowns themselves. So it's like, why do you have to pay 120 each week, which can tally up if it's 30 days within a month? You probably looking at almost 1,000 or more just to sit in front of somebody for a therapy session, and they ain't even paying attention. They don't care. They're unsatisfied with their own life. Mind you, they got their own practice, but they got to drive a Benz truck. They unsatisfied with their life, because if they was satisfied with their life, they probably wouldn't even be doing that stuff no way. But it's like I'm sitting across from them in a session, they sitting up on their phone laughing like they in a whole different world type stuff. We supposed to be having a session though. But then the next minute I know I'm calling for a session, they crying over the phone and stuff like that. I'm seeing them crying and all this. Like, why'd you even pick up the phone in that type of state? You see what I'm saying? It's like, if I'm coming for said this issue or that issue, really ain't got no issues, because I can self-reflect. It's called self-reflection. I don't need somebody else to tell me about my life, or where this went wrong or that. I know how to actually tell myself and let myself know, inform my own self of what can go, what I can do better and stuff like that. I know I have that, because I can be alone. I know how to enjoy my own company. A lot of people don't know how to do that. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they get lost in their practice, or they get lost in what they do as a means of not, so they don't have to be alone. You see what I'm saying? So it's just that as well. But it's like, it's no need to spend like 120 to go see a therapist when I can tell my own self. I can self-reflect, be actually look upon back on my life and see like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do different. Anybody can fucking do it. Anybody can do that. It's called common sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's literally called common sense. So you telling me I need to go to another human or go outside myself? I thought they said like the kingdom is within. So why are you suggesting that people go to a therapist and pay 120 to sit across from a human, another person outside of yourself, when you're supposed to go within? You see what I'm saying? The same with doctors, the same with judges. Like, if I could go within, right? I wouldn't have to be in situations of having to stand before a judge. I wouldn't have to be in situations of standing in front of like a doctor to get this certain type of prescription or whatever, because I wouldn't be dealing with this type of dude. You see what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be dealing around these types of people that would have probably led me in front of a judge. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I know how to actually, you know what I'm saying? There's never no need to go outside yourself. We go outside ourselves and get lost. You see what I'm saying? And then we have to come back to ourselves and be and remember who we are. Because we ain't never no servant to somebody else or to another human. If anything, we serving it to like what God wants us to do, like our purpose and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, it's just like no. But yeah, like it's too obvious to tell like the world is like a stage and everyone is a character and everyone wears a mask. When you know that and you know that for real, it's hard to allow anybody to play you. Never allow nobody to play you. And never allow nobody to like, you know what I'm saying, get close to you and knowing like they ain't got no good intentions. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody deserves to be around you. They never have. A lot of people watch you for years on end and follow you through timelines, follow you through different dimensions, follow you, and even try to appear in your dreams and stuff like that, just to see how they can attach some attachment to you or some type of demon to you or some type of jinn. They even send jinns to you and stuff like that. And I just like ignore them because then they go silent because it's like who did you think you had authority over? Not me.